Good afternoon, Ritesh. So let's try to
Good
open.
afternoon, sir.
We'll try to open Visual Studio Code now. So yesterday we are discussing about events, right? See how to create an event from HTML attribute and how to write a function and how to write event from JavaScript. See, whenever you go for the JavaScript, first of all, we have to apply event on top of element. We need to access element. Without accessing element, you can't able to provide an event on that particular element. First, we need to access the element. That is the first step. After accessing the element, we need to provide a method called add event listener, dot add event listener. So in this add event listener, we have two attributes. In this add event listener, we have two attributes. One is the event name and one is the function or event handler. This is basically called event handler. This is the event name and this is the event handler. So we have two things. One is the event name, one is the event handler. So let's try to go and discuss about some other different kind of events. So yesterday we discussed about click event, double click event, at the same time mouse over, mouse out also. And now today we will discuss about two more important events, something like focus and blur. See how to work with the focus event and how to work with the blur event. Focus blur. See what is the meaning of focus and what is the meaning of blur. So when user click inside text box, this time focus event will be fired. Focus event will be fired. When user click inside text box, see for example in the form we will be having a lot of text boxes, right? So when user click inside text box, this time focus event will be fired. And what about blur now? When user click outside of the text box, this time blur event will be fired. So these are the two important events. One is the focus event, one is the blur event. See, whenever we have a text box, for example, let me try to take a text box like this. When we have a text box in the form, for example, I am going to be creating a simple form like this. I am going to be creating a simple sign-in form like this. This is the button. And completely this is the form. Inside the form, we have two text boxes. One is the username, one is the password, and one is the button. This is the button. And this is the input. And this is also input. When user clicks inside this particular text box, and this line is blinking. Blinking means you are ready to enter some text inside the first text box. When the line is blinking, when this text box is focused, then only you can able to write some content inside the text box. That time this event is going to be getting fired. And when you are clicking outside of the text box, blur event will be fired. Okay, so let's take a simple example. Then I will explain how this focus event and blur event will be applied. Let me save the notes. File, save. Okay. Let me open the folder. Today's folder is open folder. Yesterday we have notes, right? That notes I will copy. So let me open the folder 31/8. And here I have a lot of notes. Control A, Control C. And let me open a folder. Today I created a new folder called 1/9. Open folder 1/9 or 1-9. Okay. So select folder. Yeah. We have a notes here. Control A, Control V. Okay, so we have some notes here. That will be fine. So these are the two events we need to discuss today. Let's take a new program, Control N, save it as focus blur.html. Focus blur.html. Two events I want to perform on this. Yeah. Let's try to take a input box first. Input type text. Input type is equal to, okay, let me, yeah, this is HTML only. Input type text. And placeholder, enter your name. Enter your name. Then finally, I'm having the script. Okay, first of all, if you want to perform an event called focus, we need to access the input. How to access input, sir? How to access input? Document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is input. Input of 0. Input of 0 dot add event listener. Listener name is focus. When I do focus, I want to perform an event called FCS. Okay, let me write a function FCS here. Try to implement the function. Try to implement the function FCS. What I just want to do is, when I do focus inside the text box, I just want to change some background color of the input. So if you want to change some background color for the input, I just want to make it, or I need to apply some border for that particular element. I can apply some border for that. Dot style dot border. Border. Okay, is equal to, let me write points here, 2 pixel solid blue or green. This will be focused one. Okay, let me try to launch this one. It is very simple. This is the focus event. Okay, let me try to launch this. Open in default browser. How focus event is going to be working, we have to understand. Okay, so there is a text box which is available already. So it is asking me enter your name. I am trying to enter in some. Okay, so event got fired. When event got fired, automatically that box was focused. Can you see and observe? Instead of doing the border, let me do one thing. Style dot background color. I try to apply some background color for that. Background color is equal to, let me give light green color. When I do focus inside the text box, I just want to go for the background color. Okay, refresh the program. And when I do focus, the background color got updated. When I do focus, the background color got updated. But when I click outside of the text box, that background color is still available. I don't want to keep the background color when I do click on body. I do click on I do click outside of the text box. When I do click outside of the text box, I just want to remove that particular background color. When you are clicking inside of the text box, then only background color should be visible. When I click outside of the text box, I need to remove the background color. So when you want to remove the background color of this, I need to go for the blur event. So how to apply the blur event? Blur event is very simple, same as usual. Okay, so copy the complete code here and keep a comment here, blur. Let me go for the blur. This is blur. And here this is focus. Let me go for the focus. Sorry, blur. Now I want to apply blur event. So how to apply blur event? On BLUR blur. BLR blur. Okay, so BLR is my custom name. You can provide any custom name for that. So when I do blur, what my requirement? I want to remove the background color. Enough. When I'm making blur, I need to remove the background color. So how this focus and blur events are working? So already program is ready. Just refresh.
Right there, none.
Tell me.
If I write there none in background color, then will it work?
Yeah, it will work now. I'm giving none. Let's do refresh. Yeah, this is focused now. And when I click, no, none is not working. None is not available. Just remove the background. Background color is empty. Background color is white color only. So please release the background color. So when I do focus, it is okay. When I click outside of the text box, it is blur mode. Focused mode and blur mode. This is focused mode and this is the blur mode. Can you see and observe? This
Yes,
is
sir.
focus mode. This is blur mode. Two events are going to be firing. Focus mode is working and blur mode is working. Both are working fine. So this is these two events basically working only for the inputs. I already told you. These two events only for text boxes. These two events only for text boxes, not for your radio button, not for your checkbox, not for your normal button and all. Focus blur only for text boxes. See, the type of the box is a text, type of the box is a password, type of the box is a email, or type of the box is a number. Only that kind of text boxes only these two events will work. Remember. Okay, now let's go for two other events, something like key up. Let me work on key up event. So how this key up event is working? Key up event is keyboard events. Keyboard event. Only with laptop key or desktop key, keyboard. From keyboard, this event will be fired. Whatever the key you want, you can press. Okay, so key up event. So how this key up event is going to be working? Let's see one simple terminology or example working with the key up event. Key up dot html. Okay, so let's try to take input again. Input type text, a placeholder, enter your name, and let me try to write a script. And here I want to access the input. How to access input? Again, concept is same. Document dot get elements by tag name. See, every event writing process is same, but only the event name is changing. And which event you want to write for that particular element, you have to understand. That is the only thing. Simple psychology. Okay, type what is this input? Input of 0 dot add event listener. Listener name is now, tell me. What is the listener name? Key up, comma, K underscore up. Okay, let me write a function for this. Function K underscore up. Okay, parenthesis. Now, can I show some console output? Console.log key up event fired. Key up event fired. Okay, I just want to execute some console output now when I perform an event called key up. Let's try to work on. Open in default browser. Open in default browser. So I pressed a key called S. I pressed a key called S. Yes button I pressed. Now go and check with console output. How to open console? Inspect and open the console. So where is the console?
Console.
Yeah, go to console. Can you see what is happening here? What is happening
Event
here? Key up
event fired.
Key up event fired. Okay. S R 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Can you see? When
Yes.
I press the key, event is firing. How many times event is firing? How many times you are pressing the keys? That many times. Even backspace also one key. Backspace also one key. I am giving backspace now. I am writing something. Event is firing. I am pressing the backspace. Event is firing. So this is working with your key, keyboard key. Okay, so now my simple scenario, what my scenario is. So this is the text box. This is the text box. When I try to enter something here, whatever the data I am entering here, something I am entering the name here. When I am entering the name, I want to press, I want to show the same name in the H1. H1 tag. Then what I need to do is, this is the H1 tag, sir. And you have got entered some name over there, something like a Srinivas. When I'm trying to entering some Srinivas name in the text box, I need to pass the same text into the H1 tag. Then what I can do? So what is the scenario? Scenario is very simple. We have two things. One is the text box, one is the H1. When I am trying to entering some name in the text box, that name I need to pass into the H1. The name need to capture by the H1. Then how to do? First of all, we need to capture the value of the text box. Then we need to assign the same value to the H1. That's it. Huh? The first point what you have to do is you need to capture the data from the or value from the text box. Then we need to pass into the H1. That is the only simple thing. Agenda is very simple. The scenario is very simple. Can we do this? The same scenario I want to perform. So then what I want to do is I need to take a H1 also. H1. I don't have any context in the H1. I don't have any content in the H1. So enter your name in box, in text box. Now, when I do perform an event, what I want to do? Tell me, sir. First of all, I need to capture the value. The steps I am writing here very clearly. The first step is capture value from input and pass the value. Pass value to, or assign, pass or assign, whatever. And assign value. Assign value to H1. That is my agenda. How to do this? Capture the value. How to capture the value? Document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is input. Input of 0 dot value. There is a method called value. There is a method called value, not inner text. This is value. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this particular value, where I need to assign? Just I go with the reverse process. Document dot write. Document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is H1. H1 of 0 dot inner HTML is equal to inner HTML. So this is the left side value. Left side value is capturing value. Right side value is the container value. So this is the content value. The content value assigning to the inner HTML. Just try to observe here. Equal to before is the L value. This is the L value. This is the R value. L means left side value. This is the right side value. See, when you go with any kind of statement, always right side value assigning to left side. Any kind of statement you take. For example, x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10. What is happening? X is storing into the 10 or 10 is storing into the x? X is equal to 10. 10 is storing into x. Just I'm trying to assigning the 10 value to the x. I'm not assigning x value to the 10. See, always the process of
x is taking 10. X is storing.
Yeah, x is the variable and 10 is the value. Always value is going to be storing into the variable. Yes or no? Always value is going to be storing into the variable. Any kind of statement you take, always right side value is going to be assigning to left. Right side value is going to be assigning to left. Always, any kind of statement you take. So here in this scenario, what I'm trying to doing is document dot get elements by tag name input of 0 dot value. Whatever the value which is containing by the text box, that value I am trying to assign into the H1 tag. H1 inner HTML. So remember the two methods here: working with inner HTML, working with the value. Working with the value and working with the inner HTML. Inner HTML is your H1. H1 inner text is called inner HTML. but input captured value is value. That's it enough. Okay, it's a very simple thing, straightforward. Okay, launch it, open in default browser. What is happening over there? Okay, so what it is saying, enter your name in text box. It is this H1 is going to be saying that enter your name in text box. See, when key up event is firing, automatically the value got captured by the H1 tag. I can able to remove the value also. When you are removing, automatically data is removing here from the H1 also. Is it simple? Is it simple?
Yes.
Web development. I can able to capture the value from the text box and I can able to pass the value into the text box. See how this is performing. This is performing by the key up event. The event called key up. The event called key up. Very simple, straightforward. Okay, so let me perform a simple program. What is my agenda is, let me try to work out with calculator or enter first name in first text box. Enter first name in enter first text box. Enter first name in first text box. Enter last name in second text box. And finally, I want to capture the value into the H1 full name. How to work on? Enter last name in second text box. And finally, I need to show full name in another text box. How to do this? The text box or H1 also? How to do this? Anybody? Please tell me. This is one scenario. This is one scenario. How to write scenario? This is the scenario. One scenario I'm going to be telling. Yeah. Enter first name in the first text box. First, I need to store into the variable this one. Yeah. Yes. Assign this value to the variable and assign this value also to the variable. Then finally, take another variable var3 is equal to var1 plus
var2.
This is var1. This is var2. This is var1. This is var2. Okay. I just want to take the var3. var3 is equal to var1 plus var2. Then finally, what I need to do is
Contact.
For text box, I want to assign
var3.
var3. That's it. Or for H1, I want to assign
var3.
That's it. So let's do the same kind of application, same kind of simple scenario. Okay. Full name printing process. Name print. Let me take the example. Take a new program. Save it as name print .html. One simple scenario. Tell me, we have to take how many input boxes now? How many input boxes I need to take? 2 input boxes. Whatever you want, you can take. Placeholder. Enter first name. Now, second one. Input type text box. Input type text. Placeholder. Enter.
Last name.
And then let me take a button.
H1 tag.
Let me take a button, show full name. Let me take a button, show full name. Now let me take a H1 tag. Generate script now. Okay, tell me. Document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is input of 0 dot value. Whatever the value you got entered into the first text box, I am storing into one variable called var f name. F name is a first name. Yeah, this statement is over. Now another statement where last name or L underscore name is a variable name. Now tell me document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is input of 1 second input dot value. Now let me go with the button. Access the button, assign a click event for the button. Document dot get elements by tag name. Name of the tag is a button dot button of 0 now. Button of 0.
Yes.
Dot add event listener. Add event listener is this time click event. CLICK. Click, comma.
Function.
Click function. Okay. Now function. CLICK underscore. Yeah. For this, what I need to do? In button click, what I need to do?
After clicking button,
So you are entering first name,
background
you are entering last name, both you got entered. And you need to capture the value already from the first text box and storing into the F name. Or you are already capturing the value from the second text box and storing into the L name. And now, finally, I need to take the another variable full name is equal to first name, F name plus L name.
Last name.
Yeah. So this value I need to assign to
Document.
H1.
Yes, sir.
So
Document dot
get elements by tag name.
get elements by tag name.
Tag name
H1.
is H1 of 0. Then
Dot
dot
0.
inner HTML is equal to var 3.
Var 3.
No.
Var full name. Var full name.
Variable name is full name. Whatever the full name value we have, that value I need to pass to the H1.
Tag.
H1 tag. That's it. Okay. Let's try to execute this. Will this work or not? Okay, enter first name, enter last name, show full name. Let's do one thing. Yes. Enter first name, Srini. Enter last name, Durantla, and show full name. When I click on the button, it is not actually coming. So what is happening there? Somewhere we have the issue. Where is the issue? Which is the issue? Show full name is not coming.
Sir, we didn't write in H1. H1 is आपका बटन.
in H1 tag, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Your voice is not audible.
Okay, so now okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, button click is working fine, but I could not able to take the value from this and this. Okay, then we will do one thing. So what we will do is show alert box for that name. Okay, let's try. Okay, this is capturing empty data. Okay, let's do one thing. I need to write event for this here also. So what is the event?
Sir, both are will be in single quote.
Single quote, double quote,
And
that
learn.
is not a issue. Both are single quotes or double quotes, that is not a problem. Where you are telling about single quote?
Alert.
Alert
F
single
name.
quote is alert here. This is not single quoted value. This is not a custom string. This is already a variable. F name is a variable.
Okay.
When we have
Okay.
variable, don't give single quotes and double quotes. When you use single quote, that is F name only. But when you didn't give the single quotes or double quotes, that is the value of the text box.
Okay.
Document dot get elements by tag name. This one is input of 0 dot add event listener. The listener name is Pia comma k underscore app. Then function, write a function k up. For this event, I need to capture this value. For this event, I need to capture this value. F name is this function related value. Okay, so instead of doing this, copy, and this one, this event, this L name, this L name, I am capturing the total value here. Paste here. And this time it is key up only, and the event is key up 1. And this is key up 1.
Sir, 1.
And this is input of 1 and input of 1 dot value. Okay, now F name and L name both are available. Now we will check how this is going to be. G, click on show full name. What is happening? This is completely scrolling
Not
and
showing.
running. Okay. F name is not defined. F name is not defined. L name is not defined. Okay. Let's do one thing. Cut this one. Put here only. And cut this one. Put it here only. And now I can able to remove these 2 events also. The code is getting less now. When we click on the button, everything is going to be happening. When we click on the button, everything is going to be happening. Okay, so that's a simple code. When we click on the button, everything is going to be happening. Now let's try to launch this one. Okay, enter first name Srini. Enter last name is G and show full name. Now button clicked. I got a value. CDG.
Yes, sir.
I got a value. Yeah. Now what I want to do is instead of let me give a space also. If you want to give a space, you can take a empty string like a space, or you can take underscore also. Empty string or underscore, whatever you want to do. Now I'm trying to enter in the value again. I want to enter the value counting Srinivas space. And click on the show full name button. Button clicked is working and Srinivas. I got passed into the H1. This is working fine. Is this clear? Still we have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me take this. Let me take this into the form. A beautiful form. I want to design it. I want to design a beautiful form for this. And this one is the button. Let me do one thing. Required. And here also it is required. And here, this is input type button or type submit. This is having a value. Show full name.